Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you, and in one of the most sort of like scratch your head kind of thing stories for the day. I don't know how some wrestling rumors get started and how they get pushed out and everything like that, but I guess the wrestling story of the day is that Triple H and Stephanie have gone out and tried to recruit Shane McMahon to come to WrestleMania 30. Shane McMahon left the WWE back in 2009, and he's been going out trying to do his other things. The stories that I've read and the things that I've heard from listening to podcasts and shooting interviews is that from wrestlers that were in the WWF, WWE, seeing, and interacting with Vince McMahon, everywhere Vince McMahon went and everything that he did, Shane was always in the background, always listening to everything that he said. He never would come up much in the big conversations, but he was always sort of studying his dad, like he was going to be the man who took over the WWE when Vince was going to let go, much like how Vince took over for his dad when his dad hung up I was going to say the boots, but it wasn't really a wrestler. When he stopped being the guy that was in charge of the WWF back in the day, and Vince took over and he grew it to a nationwide company that ran from coast to coast instead of just being the small New York market, just basically buying up wrestlers from every little organization along the way and building this sort of dream team of wrestlers that toured around the United States as well as the rest of the world, taking over state by state and just pushing to everything in the world. But most people thought that Shane would be the person that took over, and it's not the way that it really ended up. Shane took off in 2009 to try and basically start up his own company and be his own man. I think that basically he saw the writing on the wall that he was going to have to share this company with Stephanie, and that would be with Triple H at the time. And he just didn't see that he would be able to take the WWE in the direction that he thought it was going to be. So he took off. He started running, a little pay-per-view thing, and now he's involved in another company that's involved with broadband crap and stuff like that. And I don't know. I think people have taken this storyline and seen where this is going, and people have been hearing, the rumors of that, the way that this is going to end up. Is that Vince is going to say that Triple H, isn't running the company that he was supposed to, and it's going to, end up being Triple H saying that he doesn't think that Vince is doing the things he's supposed to do, and that Vince is too old and he needs to move out of the way, and let the, Helmsley McMahon faction, sort of do things that they want to do from here on out, and it's going to be a fight to see who is going to be the person who takes over and takes control of the WWE. Once and for all, they're going to put all the the marbles on the table and see what's going to go on. And they've been trying to find somebody to put in the ring with Triple H in order to do this. And this is going to be Triple H's big match. More than likely, it's not going to be his last match, but hopefully it's going to be one of his last matches that really, really, really means something. By saying that he's going to be the, basically the new Vince McMahon. I mean, you sort of have to, take a step back and let the Daniel Bryans and CM Punks and John Cena's, be the guy for WrestleMania. You have to go back, basically sit behind Gorilla. Maybe once a year you can help, a failing pay-per-view along the lines of like maybe one that's like in the month of October, and have a match somewhere in there when you have some sort of outspoken superstar who's beaten everybody in the WWE and sort of running it down, maybe threatening to take the championship and leave with it if you want to do that storyline, and he has to step up and fight for his company and take his belt back, or just basically invent some new Stone Cold Steve Austin to run it. But I guess people are thinking that they're going to slide Shane McMahon into the slot. I think, honestly, just to break it down before we even try to break down what any storyline would be, Shane left in 2009. His last match was right after WrestleMania 25. That's going to be 5 years ago from his last match and he was in the ring. Shane's now 43 years old, and I know that a lot of the WWE superstars that wrestle at WrestleMania are in their 40s, and it doesn't seem to really do them wrong. But to me, I love the Shane McMahon. I honestly did, and it's going to hurt me to say the things that I think I'm going to say in this part of this video. But basically, what Shane McMahon's strength was basically his speed. He was able to do the, basically the Muhammad Ali sort of shuffle as he fought guys like X-Pac, Kurt Angle, Test. Oh, God, what Test could have been. That Lover or Leave Him match from back in the day. What was that, 99? God, honestly, Test should have been champion. On that Monday Night Raw edition, with Test going up against Triple H, as sort of like, I'm pissed off that you took my girl, and the title was on the line. I know at the last minute they were debating if they were going to do the switch, and it would have been a whole bunch of credibility to give Test, but I think that honestly he should have been the champion. I know that Test didn't really work out in the long run. He broke his neck. They released him. They brought him back as sort of like Road Rage Test. It almost was named like the same dude. For ECW, he did get a title shot at, I think, a Royal Rumble for the ECW Championship. He went on to TNA, and he was too roided up for them. They even let him go before his death. But I really was a Test fan, and I was always sort of, saying that his career would have gone in a different direction if they would have put the strap on him that day, and they definitely should have. But, who else did Shane have big feuds with? Big Show. I know those last 2 years. I mean, the last good match that he honestly really had was the setup to WrestleMania when he fought Shawn Michaels on Saturday night's main event. Everything else from there was pretty bad. Well, just not bad, just not memorable. When Vince and Shane did the match for Shawn Michaels and God, and then DX got back together, and they had all those shenanigans before basically they had the cheerleaders come in and take over their whole thing. Shane also stepped in with his dad when he was ECW champion, trying to fight off, Bobby Lashley. That stuff, honestly, to me, was pretty forgettable. The stuff with Legacy around WrestleMania 25 was good, but the Shane McMahon then wasn't the Shane McMahon that we had seen in the past. To me, when Shane, got in the ring, it was almost like the points of, like, if me or you, we snuck in to Monday Night Raw early before they let all the fans in, and nobody was paying attention, and we just ran down in the ring and just started running around, bumping off the ropes and doing, jumps off the top rope. He hit, his moveset, wasn't great. It was really just punches and kicks. He did the Bronco Buster, which he stole from X-Pac. He did that whole sort of Ali shuffle deal, where he did the combo punches. Everything else from there was just mainly the elbow drop. When he would go up on the top rope and he would drop the elbow. Of course, everybody can remember the movie Stole, the Van Terminator from Rob Van Dam, where he did the cross-to-cross jump of the ring, nailing the trash can into Vince McMahon's face, and that was that was the all she wrote from there. But I don't know. Honestly, like, storyline-wise, I just can't get past, why they have to come up with some reason why Shane McMahon's been gone since 2009 on television. I know they put something up on the website that they never said anything on TV about where he was or where he's been. We haven't even seen him do sort of like a cameo, just sort of like, hey, look, there's fucking Shane standing right there, backstage sort of deal. We haven't got nothing. Why Shane would leave because he doesn't think that his father's going to put the company in his hands, and then all of a sudden he's going to put all of his fate in his hands to stand up and do this fight. It would make more sense if Vince would go out and get somebody that, was a big thorn in the heel of Triple H. But the problem is that The Rock looks like he's not going to work WrestleMania. Stone Cold Steve Austin doesn't want to do the match against him. Who else is a big thorn in the side of Triple H? Basically, anybody who's anybody can't stand up and do this. Why Vince McMahon wouldn't look at Super Cena himself to slide into this role, since he's the biggest star in the WWE at this time, and more than likely he's going to be the one guy that's the most outspoken against Triple H taking over and where they can go from there. I know Triple H, if he did take over, John Cena's, the kind of guy who's, I'm here for a fight. It doesn't matter, who's signing my checks. As long as you let me in the fight, I'm going to make sure I'm going to come out on the other end. I mean, basically that is John Cena's gimmick, is that he wants to be the champion to prove that he's the best, and he's going to fight the biggest guy or the smallest guy on that roster. Whoever gets in that ring, he's going to do it. We've seen him go up against guys like Mark Henry, the Great Khali, The Undertaker. It doesn't matter if 4 guys, 5 guys hit those rings. He's going to put his fists up because he's going to go down, giving the best he can. Because that's the way John Cena is, and that's why, basically all the people follow the guys, because he'll stand up to anything and he's not going to back down. He's not going to run away like Sheamus did from the Nexus, yelling for Cena to come back and help him. But if this fight did happen, there is a chance that if this is a fight in the ring, it's going to be good. I think that honestly it might be a letdown as far as Triple H matches go, but I mean honestly, because I think expectations might be so low, there is a small chance that it really could steal. I don't want to go as far as saying to steal the show, but it basically, and when it's over, be like, hey, that's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Because I don't think anybody had real high expectations for Shane versus X-Pac when it went down. Or Shane versus Kurt Angle. A lot of the times he came out there and gave you like, oh shit, I can't believe it. But I just can't really get past on 5 years without being in a WWE ring. I'm sure that he's a lot like his dad, is that, his dad is a guy who's, if he's not, doing something for WWE, he's going to be in the gym, he's going to be working out. He's probably, going to the gym with the trainer twice a day to make sure that, he can stay in the same physique. If it's Vince, I understand that, like, in reality, Vince can't pass the sort of testing that WWE does to make sure that he can get in the ring again. But then again, why would he put his fate in Shane's hands and not just go in there and do it himself? Maybe Shane could come in there and make the save and volunteer for it, but I mean, like, Vince's whole thing is almost basically the same as Cena's. Vince isn't going to back down from a fight, no matter who it is, no matter if his son or his grandkids or anybody's, begging him not to take this fight and that somebody else is going to take the fight for him. I don't see this. I think this is just sort of a WrestleMania rumor that got started and put out there. I just honestly can't put any credibility to this. Would I love to see Shane McMahon come back? Yes. I would love to see, just if they were doing some sort of backstage skit, Shane McMahon leaning up against the Coke machine who has nothing to do with what's going on the television screen, just to see that guy. Much like we saw Billy Kidman on Raw. I'd mark out for it. I love the guy. I can't put my eggs in that basket and guarantee that match is going to be good. I think that, the match against Brock Lesnar really, put down my expectations for a Triple H match. I never thought I would see a match that bad. I've always said that, basically, it's going to be hard to name 5 bad Triple H matches. Well, there's one, and I'll give you WrestleMania 25 as another. You go find 3 more. But, I don't know. I can't put the Stevie Breach stamp of approval on this match. I love Shane. I would love to see him back in WWE someday. I'm not going to say that they lost the part of WWE when he left, and it's not the same, because basically it is, but he was such a great character. He added so much to TV when he was there. I just don't think that 5 years after having his last match, he can go out there and have a great match, which would be WrestleMania quality.